Yup, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Pod Culture Corner. To my right, we've got
Adam,
Sean,
Liam,
Austin,
and in front of you is Sri.
and my name is Daniel.
Yeah, our resident host, Daniel Lando.
Yes, always here in the corner, skulking as usually does.
Yeah, he's
pretty consistent.
he typically just takes notes.
Been here every
and
week.
makes throaty sounds every now and then.
Yeah, he yuckles because he buckles.
Got it.
wow.
Yeah.
he actually was the one who told us we were being too loud. What, 2
He
podcasts
interrupted
ago?
us twice, and we had to edit it out.
Yeah, I had to edit him out, and then, we became friends over a long journey. Anyway, very exciting this week. Black Panther is getting released. We are actually all going to see it, and our Friday podcast will be mainly us reviewing it, but for now...
We're going to talk about not reviewing it.
I'm glad that, I was in the middle of saying something, and you cut me off to finish my goddamn sentence.
Yeah.
So it's just a mess of words for everyone to hear.
Yeah. I'll have fun.
Which is roughly what podcast.
Guys, come on. We're going to have a great date Thursday. Let's not get
We really are.
conflict.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited.
It's almost Valentine's Day, too. But I just
Uh,
want
wait,
to...
is
it's
it
gonna be
Thursday?
after Valentine's Day, but
Wednesday.
Yeah, no.
Wednesday's
I'm saying
Valentine's
two
Day.
separate things. I just mean I
Wait,
love
so
you all. and I
what's
want
everyone
you all
getting
to
me
know.
for Valentine's Day? Is that not the topic of this episode?
D.
All right, so Black Panther, huh?
yeah.
I'm just going to order one of those.
If you ever forget to get your significant other some Valentine's Day, just say it. But about that Black Panther though, how all this works.
Yep.
Wait, Liam was saying something.
No, you get the Papa John's pizza that looks like a heart.
Is that a thing?
It's
That
a
is
thing.
a thing.
Papa John's and Pizza Hut are both doing it.
The Papa provides.
So Black Panther is coming out this Friday. Obviously,
after Valentine's Day.
yeah. Early premieres on Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah.
technically it's 2 days after, but
Yeah, so we're all really excited about everything we've been seeing. The soundtrack came out on Monday. No.
Today is Monday.
I think it was.
Today is Monday.
I think it came out last week.
It
It was
Friday.
like Thursday or Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a day.
the Black Panther soundtrack is out.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
That's all that
It sure
matters.
is.
Executive produced by
boy.
Kendrick Lamar.
And
Top Dog
Weeknd
Entertainment.
and SZA.
Top Dog?
SZA. Well, SZA was on there. It was
Well, they just
Kendrick's
did the one
project,
song,
and
didn't they?
it was Top Dog Entertainment's kind of project.
Under their
Kendrick-
whole umbrella.
Yeah, and Kendrick was like the main curator on it, and I think he features on
Almost
all,
every
if not
track.
just most
Yeah.
tracks.
I think he's not on the Vince Staples.
No, I think he does the vocals
think-
for
yeah,
it.
he's
Let's look.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam, you can look at that. Anyway, while he's looking that up, what did everyone think of the album? How hype is it?
Oh.
Lando, you already have your hands up.
It's real hype, y'all.
Real hype.
It's real hype. I think it's really representative of the state that rap music is in right now. Each single plays like a different kind of subgenre.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you've got King Kendrick, who's just spitting heat consistently. It's ridiculous.
That voice crack
Atrocious.
was added for impact.
I feel like every move made.
What are you doing? Why are you climbing the chair?
Too fucking
Are you a
hot.
bird?
He's
Too hot.
He's on the chair. It's too hot.
And here's another
Oh,
thing.
God.
Oh,
All right,
gosh.
guys, I'm standing up now. 'Cause I'm just kidding. I thought about this all day today. They released an album-specific version of All the Stars. I think it was only on Apple Music.
That was good.
If I'm correct.
It was on Spotify.
Yeah.
It was on Spotify.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's also kind of harping back to Kanye's rolling release of Life of Pablo, which
Oh, yeah.
cements Kanye as a visionary that we all knew he was. But also it's a return to this kind of new way of thinking about music. It's not just...
It's always evolving.
Yeah, ever evolving. I love that about this project. I love the Zulu track on there. What was it? Seasons?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
blew my mind. Just...
I'm
Now
just
he's
gonna
having a
put.
stroke.
I'm gonna put all the sound effects that he's done so far. I'll just right at the end. I'm gonna edit.
Just make that like the laugh track of this podcast. Like anything. Yeah. Just layer them all together so it's just like a crowd. But every decision with this movie has
Been on point.
amazing.
Yeah.
Starting with Ryan Coogler to direct it, to be honest. Like,
And write it. Because when he came on to write, he was... I think they were only like in the first 10 pages or so.
speaking of the writing, your man, Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, made script notes on the script for Ryan Coogler. And I think that was awesome. And then Coogler's decision to bring Kendrick Lamar in to make an album, it's amazing.
Yeah. No,
Amazing.
I remember when Now I'm Forgetting Pray For Me, which is like the song obviously featuring The Weeknd that came out. I was like, oh man, he made it like a song for Black Panther. I was hyped about it.
That came out first? I thought it was All the Stars first.
All the Stars first, but like the
it came out. It came out as a single.
Yeah.
Then to follow that it's on the album.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, that's nice. They have a Kendrick song on it. And then all of a sudden, I opened the album,
all Kendrick songs.
and it was all Kendrick. I was
which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Kendrick.
It's an amazing thing.
Kendrick is probably one of the only modern rappers that I will consistently listen to.
Yeah.
Like Childish Gambino, I guess, is on that list too because I like Childish Gambino.
I mean, he's the most consistent as well. Even Childish Gambino has his kind of low points, but
Yeah. But I'm saying like Jay-Z's in the mix, but like I won't listen to everything that he puts out there.
yeah.
Where like Kendrick Lamar, I will absolutely, if you give me one of his songs, I will listen to it, no
Also,
matter what.
we just watched the music video today.
Yeah, the
That
music video
for All the Stars
beautiful.
is awesome.
Oh, I didn't watch that yet.
Oh, it's good. And he's having another stroke. Okay. Sean, Liam, what are your thoughts? Yes.
I haven't listened to the soundtrack yet.
Okay.
But I did think it was interesting that Marvel took a decision to take such a big name and incorporate it into the soundtrack because I don't really remember Marvel ever doing that before.
No. Yeah.
I don't remember any movie really doing it like this.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
Suicide
one.
Suicide
Well,
Squad.
is this the soundtrack or is I thought
They
it was
did,
just music inspired?
but I felt like
thought
it
was
was-
just promotional.
They had like I think 5 tracks that were like original with like a whole bunch of artists.
Lando brings up a good point. Is it the soundtrack or is it inspired by?
It's inspired.
It's inspired by.
Inspired
these
by.
songs-
So it's just an album
Yeah.
to like coincide with
Yeah.
the film.
It's
Okay.
like the Suicide Squad album, but good.
Whoa! Suicide Squad had.
There's some good songs on that Suicide Squad
Bohemian
album.
Rhapsody on it. You had Cycle for Pain.
Heathens is
Purple
a good
Lamborghini.
song.
Heathens.
I didn't like
great,
Purple
kids.
Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh
song.
damn! I like Skrillex, so my heart always goes there.
But I mean, in general, like me and Suri made the comparison of like this to like the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks.
Yeah.
The fact that like you can listen to it regardless of
Yeah.
anything and still kind of picture like Black Panther or something. Like it tells the story just by listening.
I'm gonna
He's standing up
guess.
against-
He comes in there. He says, "I am T'Challa. I am
Yeah.
Killmonger." I love those little like
That was
spoken
nice.
word like
Yeah.
direct.
Is that why
references
you
to
asked
it.
Killmonger?
Yeah, I didn't know Killmonger. I'll admit. I'm
I
not
think
the-
they're probably gonna have a couple songs actually be used in the movie, but I think for the most part, like a lot of them
Yeah. No. Yeah. Ryan Coogler's always pretty good with like the ways because
Yeah.
Creed soundtrack.
The Creed soundtrack, yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah, and just from the trailers, I think that we're in for a treat.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what is everyone like? Does anyone have any special predictions of what they might see or what they want to see in the Black Panther movie?
I'm gonna start off hot.
Go
Hot, hot take.
Soul Stone. The Soul Stone is gonna have to do with Wakanda, maybe the vibranium mound in general in Wakanda,
Yeah, because that would explain why in the Infinity War trailer why they go to Wakanda.
and why it's a not even just going to Wakanda.
It's
It's,
literally
a
like-
huge war.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings, like Battle of Five Armies type thing.
Yeah.
But like we also made like just very simply like this is the last movie before Infinity War,
Yep.
and like this one has still yet to be discovered. So it just makes sense that it will be discovered in Black Panther in some respect.
That's interesting that they decided to take a whole new character and make a solo movie about him before the Infinity War movie instead of taking maybe another Iron Man movie or another character that's already really established.
Yeah.
Kind of taking a different.
I'm glad they did
different
though
look at
because
that.
I wanted after watching like Civil War I was like Black Panther really stood out to me. I was like I want to see more.
And he's a
about him.
huge character. He's a huge.
Yeah, and it was I always thought it was an interesting point in Civil War to have this. That's another reason why I like Civil War is because they had this really important character in it that before that had no backstory. Like Black Panther, like that's the first time you see him in the MCU. I really liked what they did with that.
Also, to kind of support the Soul Stone argument, Black Panther was originally supposed to come out when Spider-Man: Homecoming came out last year.
Oh really?
And so it got that push, and everyone originally was PO'd because it's like, why does Black Panther get pushed for Spider-Man? Yada, yada, yada. It's probably because there's a Soul Stone involved, and they need it. That was a better setup for Infinity War than Homecoming would have been.
Yeah, the gap would have been too crazy.
Yeah.
Where like here it's only like what a 3-month gap
Yeah.
compared to it came out over the summer. Spider-Man: Homecoming, so like
almost a year.
Yeah, I actually don't mind the Homecoming wait, because in Homecoming you're almost it's kind of talking about Infinity War, but in Infinity War trailer you kind of like feel like you're almost catching up with him, because like he's just on a school bus and it's like it's been some time clearly.
He's got the Spidey sense
finally.
finally.
His hair stand up. So I'm fine with that. I do like the fact that they pushed it back.
Yeah.
And also talking about Black Panther specifically again. I love the fact that this is a Black Panther movie. Like you don't get. It's not like another movie where like.
It's not an Iron Man or a Captain America movie.
Yeah, well,
It's also not a Thor, but it has Hulk in it. Like
that,
it's
exactly.
not featuring someone.
Like you know, especially for such a relatively new character, because like Lando doesn't even know about Black Panther, or like his story. He's kind of like having a stroke in the corner like he usually does. And it's like there's no like in the trailers there was like no like cameos or anything. Like, it's literally a Black Panther movie that takes place in Wakanda, and you're here for the ride.
But end of the day, I still think we need to see Bucky, because
Oh yeah, well according to the
Well,
prelude,
maybe that's true, but maybe that's an end credit scene.
maybe he's getting released at that point. Maybe Cap shows up.
Or,
And he's like,
or his
same
arm's all
time-
done and it's like ready to go.
Yeah, at the same time though, it's not important. Like from everything that we've seen so far, it doesn't look like the whole Bucky is really like important to like the whole story. So I think like what Adam said, we're probably just gonna get like a
you'll definitely see
like a 2-minute like after credits.
in the
Yeah.
trailer. You definitely see the labs. Like you
Yeah.
definitely see the place where Bucky is like asleep, because.
Well, because Shuri's lab is like where he is,
And
Like,
you see it several times.
I wouldn't be surprised if the scene that they made in the comic book, the prelude, is actually in there, where she's like sitting there talking about how she
Good
like
point.
digitally remasters Bucky's mind to like take out that sleeper agent in him.
Remasters.
That's
Wait, yeah,
essentially what's happening.
They
You know
have
about
to.
this?
No, I just like the phrasing because I feel like it's remaster. That's
So-
what you do with songs.
So I think what they did, like the wording in the comic book was like she takes his minds and then
Oh, this is weird. Yeah.
she like brings them up on a computer and she can't change them, but she can slightly alter. Like she can't delete them without him like falling apart or something. So she has to alter them in some sort of way. Like
Talking about the code phrases
Yeah, like-
that
like
she
would
had to-
activate the
She had
Winter
to
Soldier.
Right.
delete System 32 off his brain before.
Yeah. That's probably what happened.
WinterSoldier.exe has stopped it.
404. I don't know.
That's the IST
I
joke
think
for the day.
the ending scene is going to be Ryan Reynolds and that duck boy just like. I hope that
He's
was,
clapping.
that was
That-
descriptive enough.
He's clapping. That was
Duck
all he was
boy.
doing.
That was just a round of applause for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be interesting.
that caught me off guard.
It's gonna happen one day. You know?
That might have to be an edit.
Nah, that's not it. That's staying.
No, I mean,
It's
what
not
else?
wet enough.
Yeah, say what else is everyone like?
He's just clapping.
He's
to
still
himself
clapping,
now.
yeah.
Well,
What's everyone else hoping to see?
So, I mean, I do hope that we see, of course, the Infinity Stone. I think that's a good point. But I hope that, like, and also to Cere's point, good point of, like, I hope no one else is in it. I hope it is Black Panther.
It does seem that way.
Because, like,
well, I mean, I'll look at the cast and see.
God, Liam with this
Liam.
idea.
Would it really hurt the
Liam
movie
with the
though to have,
logical ideas.
would it really hurt the movie though to have one Avenger in there for like what they did with Ant-Man?
Oh,
They
yeah.
had
I
Vulture,
think
or
they'll
not
probably have,
Vulture,
yeah.
Falcon in there for like 2
Well,
minutes.
they'll probably have Cap in the beginning at least,
You
because
need
I feel
a-
like that's where it takes off.
Yeah.
I think you need a feature Black Panther, like, primarily, though. Like,
Doesn't
it
look
can't,
like
it
it.
can't be
That's
Thor
exciting.
and Hulk. Like,
Liam-
Thor Ragnarok. It has to be.
Liam's got the cast
Who's
right
in it?
now.
Sean's example of Ant-Man
So-
is actually a good example because like
Because he invaded, like, Avengers headquarters. And,
exactly and
yeah.
like it was just a small interaction. It was quick, and then Falcon wasn't a main part of the story.
Yeah.
Whereas like Thor Ragnarok, Hulk was
in
a
it.
huge
Yeah,
part
that
of the
was kind
story.
of the whole point.
Yeah.
So, like, I really hope that does not happen.
Well, let's
Or also
let's see what
Spider-Man: Homecoming with Iron Man.
Yeah,
But I thought that was important, too.
yeah.
Uh,
The official cast list has no like Avengers in it.
They're
That's
doing a really
exciting.
good job.
It's
Really.
also exciting because of the this movie's black. It's a black movie, and I think they're marketing that very specifically. It's not like this kind of really
It's
whitewashed.
it's a departure from sort of like the rest of the MCU.
Yeah.
Like it's like a breath of fresh air.
yeah, and it's I think that it's important that we don't have just like
Yeah.
a Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Like one of the
Right.
Chris's.
One of the
coming.
Chris.
Literally like the prototype of the perfect white
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we don't. You don't need,
The movie doesn't need to rely on
Yeah.
those characters.
And it's a proof of concept that you can have a very like genuinely black movie and not have to.
I'm glad that you
white
mentioned
star power.
the blackness of the movie because it's
It's
We're
true though.
treading thin ice, guys.
It sounds
Thin ice.
bad, but it's true though.
That's the only way he could have
Yeah,
put it, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
just how blunt it was. Just, I know
There's only 2 white guys in the movie.
Yeah.
That's
Claw
awesome.
and
That's awesome.
But I mean, they,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
the heart of
Martin-
Africa.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman's character.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
And that's good. That's like Liam said, a breath of fresh air, not only in Marvel but in film in general.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how all of Ryan Coogler's movies have been.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, if you consider the budget of this movie, which is like
Huge.
like astronomical, I think this is like right up there with Get Out, and like in the way, like the how different it is with stories.
Is the budget
But I
on
will
it?
say, like, if you told me when Iron Man came out, all right, that there was going to be a Black Panther movie with basically an all-black cast that had Kendrick Lamar featuring on the album, I'd be like, you were the
Not only that,
bullshit.
but that film would be expected to cross $1 billion.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's kind
It's gonna crush $1 billion.
Absolutely.
This movie has crazy hype behind it.
Astronomical hype for the
As
astronomical budget.
although there are the prop up Facebook groups that are against watching Black Panther.
Well, they
so
can go.
What's
Yeah.
this
It's like
about?
the, it's like a Christian group against Black Panther.
That's why I will
These
say,
Facebook
if
pages.
you are on the fence about Black Panther, do not look at user reviews because
Yeah.
they are skewed. As of right now, it's pulling a 6.6 on IMDb.
No.
Which that no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's a 6.6 because it's these people that are like against it.
It's a Marvel movie, and like typically they don't have bad movies. Like the worst
Yeah.
movie was definitely like the Thors.
Yeah.
Iron
The
Man.
first two Thors.
First two
First two.
Thors, Iron
Iron
Man
Man
3.
yeah.
But like they weren't even terrible.
No, they
like,
weren't.
like
They were just-
I'm not regretting watching them.
They
Like,
were
I
just-
would not
they were
give them
just
below like
meh.
a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's ridiculous because
Yeah.
this movie looks like it's phenomenal. Even the small clips we've
what's
seen.
the logic behind it? Like, what
Right.
are they saying?
They
It's too black. Like, what's the-
basically that's it's just racism. That's
It's
basically.
odd. It literally is just these.
The one rotten, not that I approve of Rotten Tomatoes or anything, but the one rotten review that Black Panther had gotten was from some reviewer saying that T'Challa didn't beat up enough enough bad guys, and it's like,
Not enough action.
yeah,
Yeah.
What is this?
like they expected him to be some angry black guy just recklessly beating
Not
up
enough
on
Philly
people.
cheesesteaks in this movie for me to give it a 10 out of 10. Just gonna move out.
Why are you coming at Philly people?
I feel like he directed that right at you.
You guys
10
are,
out
you
of
guys are
10
too high right
Philly
now. You guys are too high right now.
I feel offended. Like that was a shot at me for sure.
Oh my god.
I'm a fat Philadelphian. You're talking about cheesesteaks?
God, I
Come
hope
on.
there's some film critic in Philadelphia that just rates via cheesesteaks.
5 out of 5 cheesesteaks.
That's a half a roll right there.
The one thing I want to mention too is how awesome Ryan Coogler is. I showed this to you earlier. Like, the man is only 31 years old, 3 films under his belt.
All very, very successful.
Again, with the Rotten Tomatoes, not a huge fan, but Fruitvale Station at 94%,
Great.
Creed at
Make you cry.
95%,
Make you cry.
Black Panther at 98%.
I'll probably cry.
All of his movies, it's crazy. Like, doesn't he, like, race regardless, just this director, so far, all of his really big attempts have both been huge successes critically and financially. And that's,
And they've been risks.
yeah.
Because like the
Huge
first
risks.
Fort Wayne Station is a true story about an incident that like people kind of forgot about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Creed
at the
is
peak
a
of
sequel to
Trayvon
one of the
Martin.
Such a
biggest
good
movies in
movie.
Philadelphia history.
Yeah, Creed.
And, like, if they would-
series is basically dead at that
If he
point.
would have messed that up, oh my God, would he have heard about it?
And
Not only is it a sequel, but you're tackling like Apollo Creed's son.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Come
say,
on.
it was a shift from Rocky to a legacy of
A completely
Apollo.
yeah,
like,
completely different. box.
not Rocky's legacy, but Apollo Creed's legacy.
Right, it's not his son's legacy.
Yeah.
He's not even mentioned in the
But
whole movie. I don't
kind of at that point,
No, Rocky's son is mentioned in the movie.
Is
And
yeah, he is.
He like moves away basically. Like he doesn't like boxing, so he goes to Canada. That's literally what he says in the movie. He goes to Canada.
think. My son's a little bitch.
That's essentially what he was saying.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do the impression again, but I
Yeah,
did
don't.
it on the show.
No, how about that? Yeah.
And even though Coogler himself isn't directing Creed 2,
I'm excited
I'm insanely excited for it.
Creed too.
Well, resident researcher, Liam. Yeah.
This is what I do in my spare time. I just go on IMDb.
What's the star meter looking like?
We can't afford Alexa, so we just have Liam.
Hey, we've got
Liam.
freaks.
We do
what
have
is the
Alexa,
run
but she's
story?
not here.
Stephen Cable Jr.
So we can't just have her in the corner and say, "Hey Alexa."
So is there any other big expectations?
Unless anyone has any other Black Panther, let's move
So
on.
I'm just
I
excited.
want to say one more thing. For the end credits, we talked about it very briefly. So Bucky, you think is going to get an end credits? Typically,
Yes.
there's like 2 to 4.
Possibly. We'll see.
Possibly. So I think
It's got to be something directly linked in it.
I was about to say
Yeah,
I think
it has
Thanos
to be.
shows
I
up.
think that's
Yeah.
that's like the very, very end one.
If
Like,
I,
might as well just show
like
the
with
title
Thor.
card for
if I had to
Infinity
take a wild guess, I think Thanos gets 1 Infinity Stone
War. Oh.
before
Ooh,
Infinity
what if
War.
it's
So
the
you'll see
Nova
Thanos.
Corps one?
Doesn't
That's the react.
Doesn't he already have one?
I was gonna say, doesn't he already have?
All right,
one?
then he gets another one.
Wait, no. I
Or
don't
he
think he does
showed-
have one yet.
I don't think he does either.
No.
He has an empty gauntlet.
The Nova Corps has the Power Gem from Guardians 1. The Aether, I believe, went to the Collector.
Yeah, which he had another one too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think he had 2 of them.
I don't know. But Doctor Strange has a Time Stone.
Well,
Vision has the Mind
If I
Stone.
remember correctly, in the trailer, he's putting a second stone in the gauntlet.
Right.
Well, that's just what's shown.
So
Yeah, so like
So-
a first one he already has, which is either from like
Oh, and Loki has the Space Stone
Yeah.
because he has the Tesseract.
So
That's
like-
the one he's dropping.
which basically at the end
He had he had power and he was dropping in space.
yeah, at the end of Thor Ragnarok, you basically see Thanos' ship. So and it's assuming that
either
That's what
way,
happens.
I think bold prediction. He gets an Infinity Stone at the end of Black Panther.
so you actually see Thanos.
To piggyback off that, I'm saying it's going to be the Power Gem from Nova Corps.
Power Gem. Okay.
Yeah.
Because then he's just going to show up there and just wreck shop.
I also wouldn't be surprised if
Stand a chance.
if we see a call to action from Captain or Iron Man. Just
You mean like call to action, like he comes out and like does one of those infomercial videos that he did?
yeah. So you got the tension.
That honestly, I think that was the end credit that pissed me off the most. I told my mom, I was like, yeah, we gotta wait again, like normal, and then
Yeah,
of course, just a white screen, and here comes Cap.
Wait,
Patience.
Patience.
Go fuck yourself.
But
I
yeah,
love being pranked.
I definitely.
I just sat there, I was like, that's it?
If anyone was gonna prank me, I'd have it be Chris
Evans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely do think we get a call to action either right before the credits or after the credits.
We'll definitely get something. There's no way this movie's
of
gonna.
them saying like we're under attack.
There's no way this movie's gonna end and we're gonna have nothing go
for
off.
Infinity
There's
War?
definitely gonna be
Absolutely.
something. That's a guarantee.
This is going to be the spark that like is going to be like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
I can't wait another couple months.
because they got build up hype. And what better
at this
way to
point,
do
though,
it than?
Does I think I might be free. Does anybody know Thanos is coming?
No one knows he's coming.
Tony does.
I would say the only one at this
He
point
knows of
is probably
something
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor has a general idea. He doesn't know exactly who.
The Guardians-
Well, Thor at this point has already seen Thanos.
The Guardians
So you
also
continue
know-
the time after Ragnarok.
Well, the Guardians all know who Thanos is.
But they don't know that
Yeah.
he is collecting stones.
Yeah,
to
they don't know he's
destroy
about to
worlds.
destroy the
Well,
Earth.
well, does Gamora?
Yeah, she would probably have.
Because
something.
Gamora, if anyone, Gamora or Nebula, of anyone,
Yeah.
Well, the
have,
last
that,
time-
have that
If
general
anything,
idea.
I would say Nebula because she spent
Definitely
more
Nebula.
of, like recent time with Thanos than
And
Gamora.
She has a reason to hate Thanos the
Right,
most.
so maybe she spoils his plan of because clearly his plan was already set in stone.
Yeah, and she's already she's
Stone. Yeah, there you go.
she went off at the end of Guardians 2 to go fight him.
Right.
So
Well, you never know. I definitely think Infinity War gets its start at the end of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to. It's movie's coming out in 3 months.
Yeah.
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 So to move from Black Panther to Black Ops. So
Poor.
I mean, no, I can talk about Black Ops. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time.
right, the next Call of Duty is rumored to be a Black Ops 4.
which only makes sense because it seems like one year they'll do a warfare game, and the year after they'll do a Black Ops game. That's been like the
It's
trend.
3 years now.
Well, yeah, because they introduced Sledgehammer into the
Yeah.
mix.
Oh yeah,
They made World War II. So that,
I forgot about.
I was gonna say, what direction would Black Ops 4 go back to like
It probably
To me,
the
it's a
future
game.
warfare?
No, it's supposed to be in a modern warfare setting. So I would guess probably
I would
before Black Ops 2.
yeah.
Because Black Ops 2 is set in
Is
2025.
it confirmed that Treyarch is?
Yeah, Treyarch's making it.
Yeah, it's pretty much a guaranteed cycle.
In my opinion, Treyarch makes the best Call of Duty game.
Yes.
I don't think they've made a bad game yet.
Nope. I feel like Black Ops 3, even if you were against like
I
future,
love
like,
Black Ops 3. They made the best out of what they had, what
Yeah.
they were given.
Black Ops 2 is.
No, I will actually say Black Ops 2 is top my favorite games of all time.
I played
I would agree.
the shit out of Black Ops 2 multiplayer. The
Yes.
first Black Ops, I truly prestiged it.
Yeah, I was ranked in that game.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2 were probably my favorite.
Here's how it
Yeah.
goes. Modern Warfare 2 probably has, of any Black Ops game, the best story. Black Ops 2 probably has the best
You
multiplayer.
said
Modern
Modern Warfare 2 of all
Yeah.
the Black Ops games.
Warfare 2 did have a good story.
It does.
Yeah, I think it's like of all of like the Call of Duty games.
3
I
was just
think
weird. Modern Warfare 3 was just weird.
yeah, I didn't
Like,
like.
there was like a point where like Paris, like
There was
Eiffel
really
Tower was coming down. Like,
no
oh, this is happening.
No
Still
reason
didn't
to
hate
kill
it, though.
Soap.
No,
No
that's bad.
reason
No, I
to
like
kill Soap.
So
Yeah, that was a good scene though. I like
It
that.
was a good scene. And I just had Yuri
falls out
there.
of the tower. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
and
and-
No,
Yuri was there.
I think the thing with Black Ops that it's like so good is the fact that they always have like really cool things
Yeah.
that like you can't like
Kill streaks. Kill streaks.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that. I was like,
Oh.
like the actual game, like stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Like the mechanics.
obviously there's the infamous like what are the numbers? What are they
Numbers, Mason.
The numbers.
like that, and then obviously like I am Victor Reznov at the end, like that plot twist.
That was
every
that
time.
was good. Like
That was
walking down the
great.
hallway. I think it's like the last mission when you're walking down the hallway and like everything's going around. And like this is fucking great.
Yeah, and then the second game was written by the guy who wrote The Dark Knight, and so yeah, fun fact.
I
And
did
it's-
not know that.
Yeah, David S. Goyer wrote it, and it's
Wow.
Menendez.
one of the few games. Well, actually, no, the only Call of Duty game that has multiple endings and like you can do different stuff.
Yeah.
Black Ops 3
Let's not forget the alternate ending.
What was
Which
that?
one?
Oh, where like that you can wait, which one? Oh, the song, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
they all live and like yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
Skrillex is like, I think Skrillex is in like a mosh pit or something like
It's
that.
just- yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Black Ops 3 is just like
I
a
love
really
that.
cool game. Look at that. It's
Yeah.
just a really
So
the concept of like your character. So spoiler alert for Black Ops 3, but like your character dies after the second mission,
Yeah.
and the rest of the game is all the stuff that happened before the first mission because you're reliving through his memories.
And you're technically hunting someone else that
Mhm.
isn't even really even in the
yeah,
game.
no, yeah, he's out. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's like
concept.
source code.
It doesn't make sense when you first play it though. You have to kind of go and read
Go-
between the
yeah.
lines and
Yeah.
Like,
figure it
yeah.
out.
Multiplayer's fun too.
Yes. Oh yeah, multiplayer. I've sunk so many hours into
Yeah.
all of those games. But no, what are you guys looking for Black Ops 4?
I'm most looking forward to, if you look at Treyarch's other games, starting with World of War, it's a World War II era shooter, then you go to Black Ops 1, which is Vietnam, which I would really love to see another Treyarch Vietnam
Yeah.
time, or even a Call of Duty in general with
I'd
Vietnam.
be interested
like a
to
hard
see,
M,
like-
a
Yeah.
hard M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see like an actual true like Modern Warfare. Like even in like Modern Warfare 1 and 2 and 3, it's like they all kind of like have some sort of like thing that's like it's not exactly now, it's like maybe like 10 years in the future.
Yeah. Well, Treyarch hasn't made a Modern Warfare era game yet,
Yeah.
which
So
is
I'd be
really
interested
interested to see what they do.
Ghost
Yeah.
was wait, Treyarch?
Treyarch.
Treyarch.
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Sledgehammer.
Infinity War was
Ghost.
Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Was
that
it
was
Infinity War or Sledgehammer?
Infinity War was Ghost. Sledgehammer made Modern Warfare 3, Advanced Warfare,
Okay.
and
And World War II.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Sledgehammer partnered with Infinity Ward for Modern Warfare 3 because
Yeah,
Infinity
yeah.
Ward lost a lot of people,
Mhm.
so they had to come in and help out.
Yeah.
Zombies?
I mean,
I mean, obviously there's gonna be zombies. Yeah. There's,
Well,
Is
at this
Black
point,
Ops-
it's just in that.
Is this like are they the good zombies or are they like I don't know enough.
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
Ops is like
Black Ops
cartoony
started
with zombies.
Yeah.
Cartoony
Right.
zombies.
World at
World
War was
Was
the
the
start
first.
of Nazi.
Yeah.
But now they're like in everything. They're like, oh, Call of Duty zombies. They're putting them in everything.
Yeah, but I mean the different they have different approaches. Which one like is this the gritty one or is this
I don't know. I
That's
personally I like the World War II zombies. I like
World War
it's
II
a-
zombies is
it's a nice
It's really messed up.
Yeah.
it's a nice departure. Like, 'cause, I mean, you play like as much I cannot underestimate how much I love Black Ops 2 Zombies. Just
Yes.
transit.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah, that's what I
much
remember playing.
fun.
We don't talk
Just
about
on the
Die
bus.
Let's talk about Die Rise.
Let's not talk about tires. We're just talking about transit.
Trans is really good.
So much fun.
Yeah.
One of my
Look at him. The concepts are really cool.
Yeah,
Well, they
but
were
at the
so
same
different in
time-
Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
I really wish they stuck with the original 4 characters though, in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
But
Oh, what was that sound? Not the computer failing.
Nice save. Very
Technology.
But I'm probably looking forward to just multiplayer
Yeah.
in general. I think that's very general statement when
Yeah.
it comes to Call of Duty games. But
But it's like
Black Ops
Just
1 was probably my favorite multiplayer too. Like I'm not sure if anyone else thinks that. Like Black Ops 1.
Oh yeah.
Just
I
like
don't know.
It was up. It's
the
up there.
addition of like all these cool kill streaks, like the RCXD and stuff like that.
The Blackbird.
The Blackbird, like just cool stuff that like you wouldn't think of otherwise. But like since they put you in like this spy type stuff, it gave you a bunch of unique tools that you can use.
Yeah.
I too look forward to shoot people with the guns.
Nothing beats.
Was Black Ops 1 the one that
In a video game.
Was that the first one you talking about?
In video, yes.
Yeah.
Nothing beats Black Ops 2 Hijacked.
Oh.
Search and Destroy. Oh,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
guaranteed.
The great thing about Hijacked was I hate the small map, small map.
Small maps.
Black Ops 2 Nuketown.
I don't like Nuketown. It's a little too much. It's too much going on for me. But the thing with Hijacked that made Hijacked good is that you had the underground, not underground, but the lower part of the boat as a flank route.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd just be a shit show on the top of the boat. Which, if you add that extra element underneath, it makes the map a lot better.
Honestly, like talk about like so many good memories from Black Ops 2. Like I remember spending like summers playing with friends.
The kill streaks in Black Ops 2 were so
You could go
good.
ham with the kill streaks of Black Ops 2.
Dude,
It
it
was
In
so
general,
awesome.
the kill streaks in Black Ops general
Yeah.
are just phenomenal.
Well, they're really like again, we'll keep going back to the fact that they're really well thought out. Like obviously the first one, like Cold War era, you had the RCXD, but then like
The chopper gun.
they took all those. And then when they made the Black Ops 2, it's like a future. They like techified it, but like it still worked
Even in
functionally. Like, it was
even in World at 1, like attack dogs.
World at 1. World at 1.
that was like the third mistake.
That was really bad.
I stroke out sometimes.
I think it's Strikeout. Yeah, 3. You're out. World at War is the game you were looking for.
World at 1.
So he finds that hysterical.
That might be the end of Black Ops 4 there.
Yeah.
Liam just ended that conversation.
Yeah, I think we'll just end it on that note then. Liam, we'll just cut your statement.
World at 1.
World at 1 is going to be the future of Black Ops for the future of us.
But that gives me an idea though. What if they do a World War 1 game?
Where they have
that's probably
horses?
just-
Where they have trench
Isn't that Battlefield 1?
Yeah.
Where you sit in a trench
But
and
that-
then
but
like
that
one of
doesn't
the
mean
power-ups
Battlefield
is
1's
trench foot and you
exclusively-
just sit in the trench
it's
for
not
like
World War
hours.
No, but
You know what I mean?
it's
Boring.
heavily hinted at and rumored that it's going to be a Modern Warfare era game. There's been I know Activision shareholders have been kind of slowly leaking things because they're worried about the future of Call of Duty because it has not been good in recent years.
It has been hairy.
Yeah. The problem is too, like they don't need to make a game every single year.
Worth the mic.
I think you need to just give Treyarch the helm.
Yes.
I really do. I think
I'd
the
rather
new
wait, like-
Infinity Ward sucks.
I'd rather wait 2
or 3
years
2 or 3
for
years.
a really good
Really
game
good.
than
Yeah.
every year getting a mega.
And that also, like I wouldn't mind paying $65 plus season pass for 2 years.
Yeah, because if it's a fun game, then I'm gonna want to get
At that
it.
point, you're paying for 2 games, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're still releasing content for Black Ops 3. Every couple months they
Oh,
release a new
yeah.
gun and it's a supply drops, which is a whole other argument.
That's why
But-
forever GTA will be the best investment ever in the video game world. Because
Yeah.
weekly they release stuff.
Yeah.
Weekly.
It's crazy. That game came out in what, 2013?
And they're still working on
2014.
And they're still working on a new one.
They just, I think it was like last month, they just hit their highest level of players.
Concurrent players,
Concurrent players
Even
ever.
when Red Dead
That's
Redemption,
insane.
even when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out,
They're still gonna
be keeping on with GTA 5. That's insane.
It is.
Just to think of how much that they can jam in like 5 years, 4 years, and just continuously go for it. When like Call of Duty, you have to have a new one every like 11 months.
Rockstar really hit the gold standard for.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, technically it's not a new one for the consumer, it's a new one every 11 months. But for the studios, it's like every 2.5 years.
But in general, like the games are exactly the same every single year. It's
Yeah.
still a shooter, just with one new element.
Well, yeah, they
Or one
all
new
still use
environment.
that old Quake engine. I think they update it every year.
Well, now I think after
I know
World War II actually was the first one that. I
Well,
think
Sledgehammer
they-
uses their own engine. They made their own engine for Advanced Warfare, and they modified it a lot to make it the World War II engine. But I know the Infinity Ward games and the Treyarch games still use that core COD 4 engine.
Yeah. That's why, like, for the longest time, Infinity War games look like crap. Because they're just like, hey, let's just stretch this image that's not made for this and just put it on, grass.
I honestly think the Modern Warfare 2 game looks better than the Modern Warfare 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it was just really weird.
It was more optimized for the time.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, I think we'll just leave it off and just like Black Ops 4 is definitely something that we would all look forward to in terms of a next Call of Duty. But we'll just end it
we'll
on
probably
that.
pick up with Black Panther and Black Ops 4 next podcast.
Yeah, on Friday when we record is of course the day after we go to see Black Panther, so look for that on Monday.
Yeah.
For our
Monday.
Monday, one day. No, but so yeah, look.
Spotify playlist.
Oh yeah, Spotify playlist. Thank you, Adam.
Oh,
past-
you want to do it?
You're not funny.
Alright,
You're not funny.
So here's so Spotify playlist, obviously giving the weekly update on what's going on. So this last one we just had was songs from the Thunderdome. So let's go. I put in the song from Creed, which is Lord Knows and Fight Stronger. It's a really good song.
I added "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit.
Yes.
I added Sabotage by the Beastie Boys.
I did not add it.
Damn it, Sean.
I did the Rocky theme, which is Gonna Fly High Now.
By who?
Bill Conti.
Bill
Yes.
Conti.
There you go.
I listened to that on repeat before any test.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It
what
gets
am
you
I
hyped.
max like?
I was gonna say it's not like
No, I can attest to that. We came in with finals last semester, and he came in, he just played it out, and he's like, yes!
like
Did you add some?
I'm about to.
Oh,
Is
Okay.
it too late?
No, you can say it.
whatever. We already started the next theme, but
Alright,
whatever.
we're doing Baby I'm Bleeding by JPEG Mafia.
Okay.
That's pretty hype.
All right, and then the next week we're doing is obviously Valentine's Day.
Songs of Love.
Songs of Love.
Whether that is a love song or just a song that has love in the name. Because I put already in my submission is "Love Me Sexy" by
Yeah, no, I was like looking
by
at the songs. I was
Jackie
like,
I'm not gonna lie. After you
It's a
had
good-
played that
good
on
song.
Friday, we continued to listen to it on Friday while drinking, and
It's a catchy song.
it was a great.
It's a good song. Great.
It's a
It was great. Yeah.
Man, I'm glad we can all English.
I already added as well. I might as well just say it. I
As
added
I?
3005
By
by Childish Gambino.
It's a good
I
song.
added Just Like Heaven by The Cure.
Oh, good
Oh,
song.
I added "Loving You" by Michael Jackson.
That was a good
Nick's
ad.
submission for Love, because
Oh,
that's just
yes.
the stereotypical movie song.
It is.
Like,
It is.
I haven't
got
heard
me.
it yet.
It got me.
What song did he have?
No, don't play it now. It's copyright.
yeah, I'm just gonna pull it up.
Wait,
Anyway,
that is it. Austin
yeah.
plays out.
Oh, not again. We'll see you on Monday with a Black Panther review. So peace.
Adios.